Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. Today we are going to study about the sixth chapter, which is Administrative System and Architecture during the Medieval Age. We have already completed this chapter, but here is a quick revision for you all about this chapter. Administrative system during the Rajput age. How was the administrative system? What were the different things which were made during this period during the medieval age? And along with that, we are also going to study about the administrative system, the literature and architecture during the Rajput age. So the administrative systems, first we'll study about this. After 7th century, various Rajput dynasties ruled in India. However, even though different dynasties came to power, there were many dynasties ruling in our India during that period, during the medieval age. But Rajput dynasties used to rule in most of the parts of India, and there were also different dynasties who came to power. There was little change in the administrative system. When the Rajputs came and the Rajput dynasty used to rule, that time the administrative system was a little bit changed. Though kingship was hereditary, so the kingship, which means the kingship system was hereditary, which means it was not compulsory that the eldest son would become the king, but they used to choose the next king according to the braveness and according to the power of the king's son, and the higher apparent selected by the king was called as the crown prince. So not only the king had the right, but also their members, also the court members, the ministers used to select the crown prince, that who will become the next king. And it was not compulsory that the eldest son would become the king. Younger sons were also made the king during that time. Along with that, there were some examples where the ministers elected or selected the king, like in the Kashmir and in Gujarat, there were some kings which were selected by the ministers. The ministers was appointed to assist the king to administer and manage the kingdom effectively. So the ministers used to take care about all the things about the management and administrative systems. They used to help the king so that the kingdom would be managed easily and effectively. Yet at times people became victims of poor and wrong administrative policies. So sometimes there were some wrong policies made by the ministers, but mostly they used to hire the ministers so that they can work the administrative systems very nicely. Then we had studied about the administrative system in the villages. So the administrative system was very important during medieval age. The panchayat looked after its administration. The head of the panchayat was called as the mukhi. So in the village also they used to administrate each village nicely. There were the head of the panchayat. They used to have panchayat there. They used to select some people, some members of panchayat, and from that panchayat there was one leader who was called as mukhi or sarpanch. He was responsible for the administrative system of that village and protective and delivering justice to the villagers. He was the final word. Whatever the sarpanch or the mukhi says, that words used to be final. Then still in many cases the Gram Sabha would also give the verdict and punish culprits. So in some villages the Gram Sabha also used to look after the verdicts and they used to punish the culprits. Even today at the village level, the Gram Panchayat or the elder of the Panchayat provides guidance to the people. So nowadays also in village, at village level, there is a Gram Panchayat, and the elder of that Panchayat, he gives the guidance to the people how to look after the kingdom, and all that things are managed by that person. At that times, land revenue was the main income of the kingdom. Each kingdom had different ways of collecting land revenue, but usually sixth part of cultivation was taken as the land revenue. Apart from this, other taxes were also levied on the people. Different officers were appointed for different activities. Moreover, taxes were collected at ports and octroi points. Landlords collected the tax and paid tribute to the kings. So mostly the income or the money which the kingdom used to get was from the land revenue or the tax which the farmers used to pay. They used to give their 1/6 part of their cultivation as a form of tax. And other than that, different officers were appointed who used to collect tax. There were different officers who were appointed for their collection of tax, and the landlords used to collect the tax and they used to give to the king. Next is literature. So literature during the Rajput age, there was a lot of religious writing. Many people were writing many religious books and literatures on different religions. Scholars and education received great patronage from kings. So they used to the scholars and the education received from the patronage from kings, they used to get the encouragement and to the things which were being provided by the kings to the scholars and the educations for writing the books of different religions. Many literary work were composed in Sanskrit, Prakrit, Tamil, Kannada, Telugu, etc. So they used to write many different languages of books. The great Sanskrit poet composed to epic Shishupala. This epic describes the killing of Shishupal by Sri Krishna. Similarly, there were many other books written. Sri Harsha, which was wrote the epic Naishada Charitra, which is about the story of Nal and Damayanti. So there were many other books which were written, and there were also songs written, lyrics written on the Radha and Gopi who sung the song, and that lyrics were written. Radha and Gopi, the songs which they used to sing for Lord Krishna, that lyrics were also written. And along with that, Hemchandracharya, the writer Hemchandracharya, he was a very great writer. He wrote a book on Kumarpal Charitra. He was a Solanki king of Gujarat. Along with that, there was a grammar book which was written, which was called as Siddhem Shabdanusashan. This book was also written. This was a grammar book, and as the title indicates, the name of Siddharaj Jaisingh and Hemchandracharya are associated with the book. So Siddharaj Jaisingh and Hemchandracharya, they were connected with these books. Along with that, this book was considered very important. This book was placed on the back of elephant, and during the processions in Patan, they used to take this book on the back of the elephant and they used to roam all around the Patan. Along with that, there were many poems written, many epic stories written. Now we'll move to the architecture during that time. So during the time of Rajput, there were many architectural work which were done by them. They used to build many sculptures, forts, palaces, lakes, temples and all that. Among the temples, Khajuraho in Madhya Pradesh and the Puri temples of Lord Jagannath are famous for their architecture and sculpture. There are many temples which were famous even today, and the architectural work and the sculpture was so unique that every temple, every fort had its own unique type of architectural work, and they had its own unique features. There were many temples like the Sun Temple, the Modera Sun Temple, the Matran Temple in Kashmir, the very famous temples of Hindus were made. Along with that, there were also many pictures and sculptures made in the Ellora caves, which represented three religions, which was Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. Along with that, temples and forts, lakes, palaces, the people during that time, they also used to build big gateways, which were called as gopurams. After hearing of the fame such great temples, many foreign invaders, but the Indian kings during that time had a lot of money and wealth, so they were very rich. So many foreign people tried to loot that temples, and one of the example of that is the Somnath temple, which was attacked many times. So this was about the administrative system, literature, and architecture during the Rajput time. Other part of the chapter will continue in our other classes. Thank you.